Oh yeah, this is me, Gumperstain'S again, bringing it all to you in this great montage for all you noobies out there. This second part contains a number of more complex maneuvers, which will hopefully help you keep that head of yours on your shoulders. I can't, however, believe the amount of noobs that I have seen still playing the game just by standing there and shooting. Didn't you watch my last montage? Or is it that you think you are a Terminator or something? Because the truth is, you are not, you fools. One shot to the side of your skull will take you down to the ground, and there'll be no rising back unless you happen to be a zombie nosh. As I said last time, one of the main basic moves which you can do is to strafe around your opponent, like this clip being shown now and the one before. While doing so, you may look wild and out of control, but this is your first main defense of keeping that head on your shoulders. While strafing in an enclosed area, you should always remember the places in which the scenery is set, though it is most annoying when you bash into it and then end up getting stuck and have to have your fate taken away from you just because of the goddamn scenery. My next tips are ways to avoid grenade attacks. Another thing which is annoying is when you are having a one-on-one gunfight with a player and then they suddenly decide to run away and then throw a grenade at you. This is not good unless someone had risen from the dead as a zombie nosh, and then they can feast on the player's chunky nibbles. So my first piece of advice is, if you happen to see a player within a corridor and they are holding the grenade, you should always run away into the open. Then hopefully the player will follow you out and you can deliver the finishing blow. However, if you are in a bad situation, you can always try running straight towards the player, and then hopefully they will not throw the grenade. But lately I have faced many players that are just suicidal son of a bitches and will just throw the grenade in front of you and blow you up alongside them. What can also help is if you are facing an opponent who is using a shotgun or machine gun, is to keep a good distance between you and him, as this may minimize the damage in which the weapon will do. If you happen to be running backwards like in this clip, it can also help. However, I wouldn't advise any of you newbies to do this. My next pointer is to tell you to always use the cover that is in the surrounding areas. Even if it is something that will cover you up to your knees, it could always help when it comes to the firefight, and especially when you start having a real bad heartbeat from being pumped full of lead. I wouldn't sit there crouched behind it like some noobs do though, like here. You're just waiting to get killed. Once again, this is where strafing comes into it. When strafing, you should always strafe around the scenery, trying to cover yourself as much as you can while getting those shots off as well. One thing which I don't still understand is why noobs just stand there in the open, snipering, when there is a crate next to them in which they could take cover and do the same thing. The area may aid you when getting those shots on your opponent, such as here.
By getting the height when running over the top of this hill, you can take down this foe by getting the headshot. My last tip of this training montage is to tell you to always watch where the fire is coming in. Many of you, I have noticed, when I am whacking you to death, don't even move. So my advice is to tell you to look at that red heartbeat mark around you when you get hit. You can always tell which way the fire is coming in, as the heartbeat will be on that side of the screen. So if it appears on the left, you are getting hit from the left side, not just in front of you. So next time, when I creep up behind you and whack you to the skull, you better get moving or you'll end up a dead man. Once you have put in all this training together, plus what was in my last montage, if you could understand it that is, then you may become sort of a Terminator. You will be able to perform stuff such as this. Thanks for watching.
Brains, blood. I want brains.